really prepared. I think that, especially in my position, that I'm kind of forced to be a leader. And I think I'm definitely like an outspoken, and I have a very loud personality that allows me to be a leader. So I'm definitely looking forward to being able to guide our freshmen and even our sophomores into, the way that we do things, and now that we're starting traveling.
You were nominated as one of Kentucky's Sports Figures of the Year. What does that say? You're from Texas, right? What does it say to come to another state and have so many people focus on you?
Well, it's definitely a testament that I continue to say that Kentucky kind of feels like home. Like, it's my home away from home, and that it kind of feels exactly the way that Texas did when I was there. And just the same thing that, it's an honor to be nominated as a Kentucky sports figure, being from Texas, and it just makes me feel loved in this state, and that makes me feel like I picked the right place.
Kayla, when you see your name attached to top player rankings and all these awards, how much does that mean to you? Do you pay any mind to that, or are you just focused on your play?
I like to pay a little mind to it. It's an honor that people see me that highly, but at the end of the day, like, I'm just playing a sport that I love, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't love it. So that's what I kind of try and put first instead of all the awards and names and stuff.
Just when you look at yourself defensively as well, you had such a good fielding percentage last year. What do you think makes you so good behind the plate? And I guess how do you kind of fine-tune that during the offseason?
Definitely a lot of bullpens. So I take a lot of pride, and Coach Lawson will harp on the catchers. Hope she doesn't see that, but she will ride our catchers very, very hard. And it's definitely lots to get used to your freshman, sophomore year. And she takes a lot of pride in the catchers, and it's kind of integrated this sense of pride that I have in what I do on the field as well as what I do in the box. So, just taking a lot of pride, a lot of hours in the bullpen, and just, taking what I do very seriously.
That relationship, just because she was a college catcher, you're obviously a college catcher, how much do you think that's benefited you, and I guess how has that helped your progression as an athlete here?
I definitely think that it is to the benefit of myself, but I think not only just the fact that she was a catcher, but also that I, relate very well to the way that she coaches and the way that she delivers things, that it kind of hits in my head differently, so that I'm easier to grasp it. So she's definitely as good as she is at teaching catching itself. She's very good at driving home, the things that need to be done.
Do you think there's anything?
In these first three? I would say I'm definitely excited for Wisconsin, just because that's the first game that we're playing. And so that first game, no matter who it is, that's just always one of my favorites.
You obviously had a short fall season. Was there anything in particular that you took from that fall season that you want to apply for this season?
So going into this year, I definitely had a different mindset. It's more of a mature thing, and I was really able to work on that this fall. Just being a fifth year and being older, I've definitely switched from putting so much pressure on myself to just trusting all the years of hard work that I've put in.
So obviously last season, the SEC tournament and your Supers ended the same way to the same team. Obviously it's a long ways away at this point, but March 18th to 20th is your first series against Alabama. Is that one that you guys kind of have mentally marked? Obviously it's a new year, new teams, but just is that kind of that hurt from last year carry over and you're ready for that one?
I think so, yeah. So there are a lot of us returners, and there's a lot of people on their team too, and they're always really exciting to play. They're great teams. Being able to play teams like that have been to the World Series, it's exciting. There's no other feeling than playing teams like that.
And what are your personal goals for this season? Obviously you want to be the best you can be, but do you have any number goals that you're trying to reach?
So I definitely want to keep my stats consistent and all that, and obviously errors low, just because that does help in the long run, not just myself. But I would say one of my main goals this season is just being a teammate, and I want to be available for everyone. So whether that's a freshman or a senior, that's kind of just one of my goals, is to leave the place better than I found it. So, yeah.
Everybody works on something during the off season. What are the one or two things that you've worked on in your game that you hope to see significant improvement this season?
So I've worked a lot more on my power. So all throughout my career here at UK, I've had a pretty good batting average, but my home runs and doubles, that's what I really want to increase this year. And just kind of knowing my role on the team, so I want to be able to get the RBIs and hit people in. So I would say it's definitely the power side of it that I've been focusing on.
And how do you improve that?
wait a minute, last year does give you confidence for this year, though, doesn't it?
It does. It's given me some confidence, but you know, I'm gonna continue like the streak that I was on and hopefully start it all over this year. But I try not to put too much pressure on myself.
Now, you were hurt last year for a couple of games. How does that change your perspective coming into this year, dealing with injuries?
Well, thankfully that injury's gone, just a little rolled ankle. But yeah, I think that really put into perspective for the rest of the year last year and just my whole softball career that it can end at any moment. Injury is possible at any moment. COVID's possible. You know, you just never know. So playing every game and every pitch like it's my last, playing with all that I have, leaving it all on the field is something that I'm going to pride myself in and, you know, make it a goal this year to do. So I can look back and say that I gave it all, no matter if I play every single inning, 2 innings, whatever it is this year.
Coach Lawson was talking about how busy your schedule is and what you're doing academically. Can you just tell us a little bit about that? What's a typical day like for you?
Well, thankfully my academics, like in college, my undergraduate degree is almost done. I'm kind of slowed down a little bit in classes, and all the hard science classes that I was taking are over with. But typical day, in season, we wake up, go to class in the morning till about noon, go to practice for 4 or 5 hours, then go home and study and, you know, do my homework. And then when we're on the road, it's a lot harder because you got to juggle and missing classes and talking to professors. But right now I'm kind of in medical school interview season and just like acceptance season, so I have a lot of other things to do rather than just undergraduate degree. So I've been doing medical school interviews that last all day and, you know, additional applications, scholarship applications, just being in communications with admissions offices. So I have to really stay organized and also prioritize softball. So it's tough to juggle, but I've definitely been prepared these last couple of years for this semester.
I don't want this to sound like a medical school interview, but where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Well, as of right now, as a naval doctor, probably wherever the Navy wants me, but I want to be a doctor. I don't know what kind yet. Have no clue what specialty actually. So hoping medical school opens my eyes to that, but a doctor serving in the Navy, hopefully with no debt.